What's up, Turtle Squad? I'm Turtle Man Ted.
And I'm Turtle Dad.
And this is the Turtle Man
and Turtle Dad
Podcast.
Alright, so this week we are leaving the world of Turtle World. And we're going to take a stop off in a new world with a new superhero. So, Ted, tell us about this superhero.
His name is Seth, a.k.a. Survivor.
Seth, a.k.a. Survivor. And what abilities and strengths does Survivor have?
Able to survive.
So that's the big thing, right? I mean, that's where he gets his name from.
Durability and sheer
toughness.
Sheer toughness. Yeah.
That's a good description. Yeah. So what makes him a particularly like that's really what he is good at, is that he is just tough as nails. So he doesn't he's not like. What's interesting about him is he's not a supernatural character. This is where he's very different from Turtle Man. He's not super powered. He doesn't have any kind of majestic gems or anything like that. Yeah. He's just a tough guy, right?
Ready to get a beating of.
Ready to get a beating. He gives a beating, but he takes a beating, and that's really what he's able to do is to get back up, right?
Yeah. Well, and although he's good at climbing, like too good. So like if he can do flips and stuff, and he doesn't really practice.
Okay.
And so he's
a natural athlete.
He fights, and he soon gets like kind of good at flips and stuff from fighting.
Yeah.
He's able to do front flip, a back flip on the walls. He can even climb up steep walls.
Okay. Yeah. He's a great climber and a great acrobat. So acrobatics. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
He's really good at running.
So he's like really good at running, but of course, again, not super speed, just really fast for a normal person, right?
Faster than most people.
Okay.
If you saw him, who do you think would be faster, Turtle Man or Survivor?
Well, I'm guessing since Turtle Man's a turtle, Survivor.
Yeah, just by an inch.
Just by an inch, okay.
Because Turtle Man, well, he would spin that.
Okay.
To watch. He would get the speed.
Mm-hmm.
He would run.
Right, so this is, of course, we're assuming without the watch. I getcha.
Yeah.
And then, so he's faster than most normal people. And he's not at all supernatural or superhuman, just a really tough human. Yeah. So, and he's got some street smarts as well, right? He's
detective skill.
Okay.
Not.
So like a Batman type in that way, or a Sherlock Holmes, where he's able to figure out based on evidence what's going on.
Yeah.
He's good with like puzzlers and stuff like that.
He's really good at solving puzzles if you put one down.
Okay. And so that's really what makes him great. And it's important that we know this about him, that he is just tough. He's not superhuman. He's very smart because he actually does live in a world with superheroes, right?
Yeah.
There are superpowered beings in his world.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
but one of his bad guys actually made the others.
Okay. Well, we can come back to that. We'll come back to specifics about heroes and superheroes and stuff like that. But he does live in a world of superpowered beings, but he is himself not a superpowered being. So tell me first of all, I want to ask two questions. This is one that we didn't prep for, so I'm asking him fresh. Where did you get the idea for Survivor?
I just wanted to make a new character.
Yeah.
He was the first one to come in. Like he was like, I want someone that's good at fighting, and like I put him in some fun superpowers, but then kind of took him away over time.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a very interesting contrast to, like, Turtle Man, who's got all these powers and he's super overpowered almost in some ways, but he is but Survivor is kind of just a normal guy in a powered world who is just tough.
Forgot this.
And able to keep up. And I remember, like, the first time he came to me with this idea, this is Turtle Dad, his idea is that you brought this idea as a new character for the Turtle world, but that's when I just said, hold on, I gotta stop you there. This sounds like a whole different world that he was creating. And so I was kind of the one who started saying, hey, Ted, think about maybe putting him in his own world. And, do you think I made the right decision? You should go to Facebook.com/It's Turtleman Ted, ITSTURTLEMANTED, and let us know, is that the right decision? Should we put Survivor back into the Turtle world, or is it good to have him in his own world? Let us know what your thought is, and but we'll keep continuing.
Right now, I want to do your idea.
Okay.
But so you can pick my old idea when I wasn't that too smart.
We just insult our listeners there, but let us know if you think that we made a mistake, and we'll consider your ideas. We always appreciate feedback, as well as any feedback you have about the Turtle World or Survivor or anything.
Oh, I forgot this.
You can go to our Facebook page and let us know. But yes, we'll go on.
I forgot, but he has this gift. So whenever he has his feet on the ground, his feet feel vibrations of movement, and he knows if someone's there or not. So if they're close, he knows that. So he's able to. So if he feels around, he feels like someone's back. They try to kill him. He's able to see back and able to dodge it. It's just mostly just a fun it's not a superpower, it's mostly just a fun gift.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now can we do the backstory now?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's talk about, where does Survivor come from? What's his story?
He mostly became an orphan because his family died in a fire.
Yeah, that's a bummer. That's a sad start. But that's not uncommon with superheroes.
Yeah.
To lose their parents.
And he was able to survive, and he was mostly like 5.
Okay. Yep.
And
and then he became kind of a street kid, right?
Yeah.
And that's where he got his street smarts and detective skills and survive skills.
Then his friends
that
he was take care of him killed in a bomb explosion because there was bullies and they each had bombs from their parents because their parents aren't that smart. They killed their parents.
What? Say that again?
They killed their parents.
Who? Oh, back up. I think I missed something.
The people that exploded his friends.
Oh, it's the same people who killed his parents.
Yeah, they put a fire.
Oh, so it's like just a targeted effort at taking out or somehow messing with Survivor or something.
Yeah, and they were neighbors.
Okay, neighbors.
They started friends, but then Survivor said something that, said, you wanna come over? And he was like, I don't like your house. And for some reason, it started to feel, because they're friends, but he never thought of saying he didn't like the house. Because it always was the boring house. Nothing much. So and he like, I'd rather stay on my side. Can you keep on coming on my side? Can you please come over? He said. Yeah. And then he, like, if you say that one more time. And he's like, what? That's it. And then during night, that's when the fire came on.
Okay. So yeah, he survived the fire. He survived the attack on his friends. But he was always, part of where his toughness came from is he was getting picked on a lot, but he was always standing up to the bullies. And there's a kind of a big story about that, right? One of his formative stories.
He almost dies in mostly anything.
Sure.
But he's always
it's a pretty common theme
up.
in Survivor. He almost dies, but he keeps getting it back up.
Yeah, he meets his friend, not like in a long, like it takes a long time for him to meet his friend, and he mostly becomes a superhero kind of before he meets his friend, and he starts as a superhero when he's 6.
Okay. So he becomes a superhero at 6.
Yeah.
And what happens?
So he met him while he was in school, and Survivor was like, "Hello, my name's Seth," and his friend says, "Hello, my name's Phoenix," and they became a really good friends. But he went to a war like his friend did, and saw so much blood. He got what do you say?
Like traumatized by it, right? Yeah.
So he can't stand blood.
Mm-hmm.
Hates to see blood.
Mm-hmm.
See people die.
Yeah.
But injured in the war.
Yeah, he was injured in the war, but he wasn't injured in a normal way, not like a roadside bomb or a gun or something. How was he injured?
A warrior on the battlefield with a sword, like
Yeah, a sword.
Yeah, and this was the one.
Got stabbed with the sword, Mel.
Yeah.
That's a reference for you Firefly fans out there.
And it said, if you're a friend of Survivors, you got what Survivor, my friend Seth deserves.
Okay, well, all right, so, but I thought this is before he was a Survivor. He was Survivor. He wasn't Survivor yet. He was just Seth.
Yeah.
Okay, so Phoenix was at the war, but this is why it's important. Why Phoenix's story is important, is that he comes back from the war, and he's traumatized. He can't handle the sight of blood anymore. But yet he made a promise, right? He made a promise that he was going to do whatever he can to help people to not die. But there was a problem. He couldn't actually help people because he couldn't stand the sight of blood.
Yeah.
Right? And so this is actually part of Survivor's origin story, because he comes home to his friend Seth and he says, "Hey Seth, you're pretty good at this. You're pretty tough. You probably could be pretty good at this hero thing."
And he's like, "No way, I'm not doing this."
Yeah, he was not for it. He was very against it.
He says, you have too much trying to save you and me. Those are the only people I save.
And sure enough, he does eventually convinces Survivor to take up his mission. And so Survivor doesn't necessarily enjoy doing this, but Phoenix helps him out a lot. Now, along the way, Phoenix will eventually get over his fear of blood and become a hero himself,
and,
right?
He doesn't, it took 12 years once he said that.
Long time.
Yeah.
But in the meantime,
And that's when he becomes quick stab.
Quick stab, right? But in the meantime, Survivor takes up his mission, and Phoenix becomes kind of his moral compass, the guy encouraging him to do what's right, and helping him in ways that, like, in some of his detective stuff. But Quickstab Phoenix in the meantime is just trying. It helps Survivor in doing what he's gonna do. But Survivor, out of love for his friend, takes him his promise.
Compass.
Yeah, he's kind of a moral compass to him. That means he helps Survivor when Survivor wants to make the wrong decision. He's the one who stays there and kind of acts as his conscience, who says, like, kind of like when your brother Xander wants to make some trouble, and you say, Xander, you don't want to do that. That's kind of being a moral compass to him, or being a conscience to him. And so that's kind of what Phoenix is to him. Now,
and Survivor doesn't really want to be a hero. He's more of like a defense guy.
He just wants to stay alive and take care of himself and his friends, because he's lost too many friends, right?
And too much people he cared about.
Yeah. But along the way, he starts meeting some other heroes, like you mentioned, this guy Tom, a.k.a. Bullets.
Yeah.
A guy named Normal.
Not named Normal. He doesn't have a name, but they're like, you're pretty normal. So
okay. So it's kind of a nickname, just Normal over here, because he just doesn't really have a nickname. Okay, but you've got some people in the way, but really, let's get into the big thing as we finish up. Who are some of his villains?
Main villains? B.D. Genius supervillain.
He's a genius supervillain.
Teeth Fang. Shark monster.
I want to be clear. What he's saying is Teeth Fang, who is a big old shark monster. So, Normal, just tough guy, Survivor, fighting big old shark monster.
Yeah, he can gulp stuff whole.
Right, because he's a shark. But also, you've got a last one. This name is...
The Destroyer.
The Destroyer. This one sounds
not
real
Destroyer. The Destroyer.
The Destroyer. And he's got lots
of power. And Survivor barely is able to beat these guys.
These guys, they sound really tough. And especially the fact that he's just a normal guy going head to head with some of these powerful, super powerful enemies. And so while Turtle World and Turtle Man has a really fascinating sort of textured, supernatural, scientific, you could call it like sort of a. Hold on, it's a sort of about Turtle Man is kind of we call it a fantastical world, which is really fun. Survivor, as you can hopefully tell, is much more of a down to earth kind of gritty superhero world.
Yeah. And also, there's this other superhero, Diamond.
Okay.
His name Diamond because he gets, like, lots of stuff gets taken off of his body, kind of, and they don't have much material, so they use Diamond, and stuff barely works.
Okay, interesting. So there's lots of...
he's the strongest warrior in the United States.
Okay, so there's a lot of strong people in this world, and maybe over the years we'll come back to Survivor. Now, don't worry if you're like, oh no, are they going to forget about Turtle World? We're not forgetting about Turtle World. We're going to be coming back to Turtle World frequently, but...
and guys, this is the thing that I was saving for the end.
Uh-huh.
So soon, Survivor finds something. When he comes, he is like, I need it. Like, he's like, we need to move, and we don't have enough money, so he moves back to his broken house.
Oh.
And soon, he like lots of wood, and then he picks up one, and he's like, wait, this is my dad's old gun. Picks it up, and then he sees that it only has 10 bullets.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and that soon that becomes his the good gun, and then he soon gets to one bullet, and that was his dad's special bullet, the gold bullet that his dad never wants to shoot. But then he shoots it.
Okay.
And then it hits and bounce, and it was kind of bouncy tip. And it bounced back into the gun.
Okay. Okay. So he fights with his dad's gun.
Yeah.
And there's some special properties to this gun. All right, but this is, so Survivor, we are going to be visiting this world periodically, but we're going to stick mostly to Turtle World still, so don't fear, Turtle fans. But this has been a stretching experience for Ted to try and come up with a more realistic superhero world.
Yeah, and this is my favorite. I've been playing mostly Survivor more than Turtle Man so far.
Yeah, a lot more lately, which of course makes sense because he's coming up with a new character and it's pretty fun. But this is what he's been trying to do, is to try and experiment with storytelling. It's one of the things that we've been trying to encourage him to do, is to try some new things with his storytelling. And it's been really fun and really interesting, and we hope that you've enjoyed getting to know Survivor, the tough guy, the more gritty hero. And let us know at facebook.com/It's Turtleman Ted, ITSTURTLEMANTED. Go follow us. So go ahead and like the page. Go ahead and follow it, and let us know what you think about Survivor. And leave a comment. Like it. Rate it 5 stars. Tell your friends. We're going to be putting out a lot more Turtle Man content over the course of this year. We've found a rhythm, and we're going to hit it hard. And so expect more story times and episodes as we go. But this is going to bring this episode to an end. Yeah, so
bye-bye, Turtle Squad. And we'll see you next time.
There you go.
See you on the flip side.
Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm going to talk about if I had a real dragon. If I had a real dragon, I would love it. And I would fly around and see the skies and go over clouds and see if I can find any islands and see if there's any gold treasure or golden coins. So my real dragon would be so cool that everybody could see me flying in the sky. And I'll soar through the sky. It's like Charizard, the Pokemon. So if my dragon could breathe fire, I would do that if there's any sharks trying to eat the treasure, or any things that try to eat my dragon, I would and kill it, burn it crisps, and my guy, it would be able to make my outfits. My guy would have water things that would make it be able to go underwater and eat the meal, and make it kind of eat meat, but not plant. No planties. So, that's it for my XanderRants. XanderRants!
All right, thanks for joining us again for another episode of Turtle Man and Turtle Dad. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on whatever podcatcher that you enjoy. Make sure that you rate us 5 stars, follow us, and tell a friend. Share this episode on your social media of choice, and tell Tell your friends about it. And, of course, if you want to join in the conversation, go to facebook.com/ITSTURTLEMANTED. It's Turtle Man Ted. And talk to us over there. Join us for story time, which we're going to be doing about once a month. And be alerted to every new episode before it comes out. So, join us again next time on Turtle Man and Turtle Dad